the deck that I really love to play is this one right here, the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. It's one of those decks where I personally think this should be the best deck in the entire meta. But what is just difficult for me is with the release of Story Booster next week, as well as Brightness of Hope, the FB11 coming out in October. There hasn't really been any support for this card. Yeah, there have been a few cards that you can use in the deck, but in general, I'm pretty sure that Bandai is aware that if they create any more support for this deck, it's going to be like Kid Buu, the yellow Kid Buu. But what's really frustrating is that with Brightness of Hope coming out in October, we've already got support for Black Cell, which I've played a couple of times, and it's okay. I don't love it, but I don't hate it at the same time. But I also don't like that Gogeta Broly is getting support again, right? So with the current box, name is escaping me at the moment, but with the current box, you got 2 cards for Vegeta and Goku, but not a whole lot of support, but still the deck was playable. But now with Brightness of Hope, we're getting more support. And it's just frustrating to me because in order to, awaken in the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you can do it a couple of methods. And one of the reasons why I love playing this deck so much is that you can awaken literally on turn 1 or turn 2, depending on if you go first or second, right? To do that, you can play literally, you can play Pan, right? At the very beginning. So if you go second, obviously, you can play Pan if you play the Trunks card, right? As a support, or, to add in the key, right? So Pan is 2-drop. She adds an energy marker, and then you play your Trunks. You can literally awaken within turn 1 if you are going first, or, and second, actually. But when I'm playing this deck on the client, what's really frustrating as well lately is that I'm usually going second, right? I think Bandai knows, again, way too much that this deck could be broken very easily. By turn 2, when I go second, there's really not much I can do, right? So I've got potentially just two cards as energy, so I would have to play either another Pan again, or I would have to wait another turn in order to play, like a the 3-drop Gohan, or the Vegeta as well. So, by turn 2 or 3, if I don't have enough support, then, or I don't have the right cards in hand, then I can't really do much, and then that gives my opponent, a more better chance to attack. So it's kind of hard to play this deck because it's just so much fun to play. So what I would suggest that Bandai does is they do these 3 things. First of all, create another 2-drop card, something that's a little bit more sustainable. There are other 2-drops within this deck that you can play, but they're not really suitable and they're not very good. Play another 2-drop where you can add key to the cards. The other thing I would suggest that they do is they create a field card. They can do the same thing they're doing with Kid Buu, where they limit it to you can only have 1 field card maybe per deck, right? And once you find that field card, you can just play it and then let it once per turn feed it 1 energy, 1 key to any card within the battlefield, and then it's just 1 card, right? Don't let the field card add key to any other battle card that's in play at the moment. The other thing I would suggest that Bandai does is they create a 5-drop card, maybe another Gogeta. Obviously, don't let it be too powerful, but still at the same time, something that helps it, generate a little bit more, or like you can do a little bit more aggro to within the deck itself. Again, these don't have to be like have the limit of 4. You can mandate it so that you can only have 1 card per deck. I'm fine with that, honestly, but I'm tired of seeing Bandai only supporting certain decks and just ignoring the other ones, because there are other decks out there that are fun to play. There's just not as many, and they're not supporting because they want to focus in on a single deck, right? And that's what happened with Kid Buu. It's what happened with Cell, Red Cell, is for the longest time, everybody was just playing these certain decks. Now we're playing primarily, it's going to be Gogeta Broly again. It's Super Saiyan 3, the starter deck Goku, right? Gohan, Beaston, and those are like the 3 decks that I see the most when I'm playing on the client. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Bandai is only limiting to a certain deck or a certain amount of decks within the game? Or do you think that they should expand out a little bit more? Comment below. And if you like this video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Have a good night, guys.